Let's first all get quiet, and then after we're quiet, now that we're quiet, I want to ask you a question. You see, when I was a young man, I thought one way about this, and I've come to realize, and you'll find out in a second what I mean, and I've come to realize the other way. But I want to put it to you. I want to ask you guys what you think. Did we discuss like the California surfer boy, the guy he's like living on the beach, and he's like carefree. He's just like, live free, do whatever he wants, right? Did we ever discuss that personality before? Okay. So think in your mind, whatever the personality is for you, of someone who doesn't give a care in the world. He's just like, yo man, chill dude. Like, just chill. Chill man, everything's good, all good. Peace and love, man. It's all good. Right? A hippie. Yeah, there you go, a hippie, 70s. Drive around the country in a Greyhound bus and like just, who cares, man, whatever. So I want to ask you, is he a patient person and is he an agreeable person? Specifically those two things. Is he a patient person and is he an agreeable person? What would you say, Tamar? That person, he's just like, yo man, live free, peace and love. Is he patient and agreeable? He is, right? Does everyone agree with Itamar? Itamar Aliva says, that person is a patient and agreeable person. Jacob objects. We're going to get to the objection in a second. But Itamar says, yeah, that's a patient, agreeable person. You say, what do you say, Benny? You say he's not. Okay, we're going to have to hear the why is he not in a second. But for the longest time, I agree with Itamar. I was like, wow. You see, and I can even quote you Chazal that seem to say something similar. Like, look at this. He doesn't have a care in the world. He's a lo makpid al shum davar. He doesn't give a care in the world. He has all the time in the world. Nothing makes a difference to him. He's just live free, peace and love, man. That's what I thought. I thought that's someone. That's called patience and agreeableness. He's never rushing. Somebody comes along and says, hey man, you want to go for ice cream? He's like, sure, let's go for ice cream. Hey man, you want to go for Chinese? Sure man, let's go for Chinese. He doesn't care. Hey man, you want to play basketball? Sure man, let's go play basketball. He's just patient, agreeable. He just one big barrel of love. That's what I thought. So Jacob disagrees. Jacob, why do you disagree?
Patient he may be. Maybe he's patient.
But why not agreeable? He's agreeable. He doesn't. He's liberal, right? He's open-minded. He's liberal. He has the absence of opinion. He has no opinion. He's not opinionated. He's agreeable. You think it's nice in here? Wonderful, man. That's awesome. You think it's not nice in here? Wonderful, man. That's awesome. You like chocolate? Awesome, dude. You like vanilla? Awesome. You like the Russians? Great. You like the Ukrainians? Great. I love everybody. I'm just agreeable with everybody. Now, just to pause for a second. Part of the reason why this is such a profoundly important thing to think about is because it's not just me and Itamar. Probably every single American born after the year 1950 or 1945, or I don't know every single one, but almost all of them would think similar. They would say, hey, that's what it means to be patient. That's what it means to be agreeable. You don't argue with people. Just live and let live, man. Man, peace and love. That's what it means to be patient and agreeable. Why can't we all just get along? Right? So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why isn't that patience and agreeableness? It seems to be. Yes, Benny, what do you think?
That's okay about being agreeable, but patience, like, if he was really patient, then he would have, like, not been so careful. He would have waited until he was supposed to just, like...
So let's say he did. Let's say he did. He went through high school, went through college, and then he's just all the time in the world, patient. Yeah, why not? He has a job, sure. There's no reason why he can't have a job. He has a job, he has a wife, his kids. In fact, the biggest source of arguments between him and his wife is his wife is so intense and she's so uptight, and he's like, yo man, just chill out. What's the big deal? Just chill out. So I want to tell you the insight that I had. So I realized a while ago, from dealing with these people and from having a lot of interaction with them, I realized that something's very strange here. They seem to be so patient and so agreeable, but as you have interactions with them, they very quickly seem to be not so agreeable and not so patient. There's almost like a dichotomy here. On the one hand, they're talking patience and agreeableness, and they seem to be so carefree and agreeable with almost everybody until, I don't know, certain things happen. Like their boss says, I need you to come on time to work. And then it's like, I don't know, I'm too carefree to come on time to work. But your boss wants you to come on time to work. So why aren't you agreeable to him? Or they get opinionated and angry at people who have a different opinion about different ways to live. And more real life experience and interaction with these people made me quickly realize that, wait a second, they're not so patient and agreeable. But why not? What's off? Are they patient and agreeable? On the one hand, they seem to be, but then again, on the other hand, they don't seem to be. Right? They seem to get very prickly sometimes in conversation, blow people off. They seem to, but what's going on? So recently, I had an epiphany, an insight into these people. You know what it means to be patient? You know what it means to be patient? The rabbi of my shul, Rabbi Leiter, Mrs. Leiter's husband, he's a very busy man. He has a lot on his head. He has a lot on his plate. You know what it means to be patient? And I saw this with my own eyes. After Shacharis, I know he has a very tight schedule, a bunch of things to do. He's running out right after Shacharis. A guy came in towards the end of davening, a little bit of a jokey type of fellow who's around the community. He didn't put on tefillin yet. He comes over, Rabbi, you think you could put on tefillin on me? And Rabbi Leiter's in a rush. But this man needs my help. He stops all he's doing. And he's patient. And he's calm. And he sits there with the guy. I mean, come on, put on tefillin by yourself. Like, you need me to put on tefillin for you? Whatever, the guy wants him to put on a tefillin for him. And he sits there calmly, patiently, puts on his tefillin. At the end, he rushes out and he continues on his day. Perhaps with more of a rush than before. That's patience. You know what it means to be agreeable? Agreeable doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion. If you don't have an opinion, you're not an agreeable person. You just don't have an opinion. What it means to be agreeable is when you have a very strong opinion. But yet you go along with someone else's opinion nonetheless. You see, patience doesn't mean that there's nothing in the world which has any meaning to you, and therefore, by default, you're patient because you just have nothing that has any meaning to you. That's not what it means to be patient. What it means to be patient is that I have something that has meaning to me, but yet I have the presence of mind, and I've developed the positive characteristic and character trait of patience to be able to attend to what's more important in the moment, even when I have something else pressing. And really, it all gets back to the same root. And this is why, in this week's parak, do you guys know about Pirkei Avos? How we learn Pirkei Avos in between Pesach and Rosh Hashanah, in between Pesach and Shavuos? Really between Pesach and Rosh Hashanah, right? You just know it goes from Pesach to Rosh Hashanah. But from Pesach to Shavuos is the intense focus of what we focus on learning Pirkei Avos. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, you know what's the most important character trait? The most important, number one character trait for a person to develop in order to become a good person, according to Rabbeinu Yonah? Patience. Why? Because the act of patience means I have a will. I want something. It's as simple as I want the right seat in the Beis Medrash for the shmooze. I want to get back to the classroom to be able to get my slice of pizza. I want to run onto the bus to get the best seat to go to the matzah baking factory. I have a certain will, and I'm able to hold that will in favor of something else. Be it someone else's will, be it a more important pressing issue, be it the Word of God. Whatever else that thing is, I'm able to hold my will, even if it's heavy, even if it's painful. I'm able to hold that will and choose something else. If a person can develop that midah, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, the world is his oyster. This man, he's home free. He will be successful in every area of life. You know, we discussed this a number of years ago, the marshmallow, a number of weeks ago, I think it was, probably a number of years ago also. It's one of my favorite examples. The marshmallow test, you guys know about the marshmallow test, right? Yeah. The kids, that is exactly what it is. It's practicing that skill that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says is so crucial to success in life. Are you able to hold your will in favor of something else, something smarter, something more pressing, something more uplifted, something more important? Are you able to do that? So if you're just peace and love, man, then you don't have a will. You don't have an opinion. But when you do have an opinion, and when you do have a will, you can be darn sure that these people don't give nothing to nobody. And Rabbi Cohn is smiling because he's from Los Angeles. And I've met a number of these people in Los Angeles also. The peace and love people, right? Those people, when they have an opinion, when they want something, they don't care what's in their way. Nothing stops them. They'll kill people to be able to get what they want.
Kill?
Yeah, even kill. The key is are you able to hold your will? Are you able to hold your wants and desires in abeyance? To hold them to the side and say, what's the right thing to do? And not just be pushed by what's the whim of the moment. And with that, you'll be successful. And not only will you be successful with regards to your dealings with other people, but you'll be successful, as we see from the marshmallow test, which I'm not going to go through for those of you who don't know it, but as we see from the marshmallow test, even for yourself. The ability to tell yourself, yes, I want ice cream now. Or yes, I want to go to sleep now. Or yes, I want this now. But there's something more pressing. There's something more important I have to do. I have to tend to my job. I have to tend to my schoolwork. I have to tend to this. I have to tend to that. I'm not going to, as we mentioned also earlier in the year, I'm not going to get off the bus just because it's annoying me to be on the bus. I'm not going to get off the bus and walk because I don't want to be in traffic. But I can do that which is smart. And I'm not just going to give in to my will and temptation of the moment.